Good morning, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and start by setting expectations here. I was given 5 minutes. I'm a yapper. What's going to happen is I'm going to do the slides, the beeper will go off, and then I'm going to rush in the end. So no one can say I didn't warn you. So yes, my name is Aman Ibrahim. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Deeptrust, and our mission is to build the trust layer of the internet. So I want to engage the audience today. Raise your hand if any of you guys have taken a Zoom call this week. Yeah, it's a little facetious. There's some of you guys be raising your hands. I might not be able to see you, but I mean, that also fits for you guys as well. I want to start off by telling a story about a Zoom call that is of to note. That's there's a story about an employee of a company called RIP, and this employee got a message from someone claiming to be their CFO and telling them, "Hey, I have an urgent wire. We must jump on a Zoom call and execute this wire for an urgent deal." And the employee complied. They jumped on the Zoom call, and what they proceeded to see was not only their CFO and other execs they recognized, but people who were impersonating them, and they didn't know in the moment. And after a series of calls, they ended up wiring a total of $25 million. Yeah, it's a good amount of money. And this is one of many stories that have been happening over the past year or two. And this comes from just the natural misuse of AI, where people utilize this technology for malicious use cases, whether it's, contacting the finance team, hiring fraud, hitting a help desk, trying to impersonate an employee. And this is all, in part of the problem space that we're focusing on Deeptrust. Yes, for sure, deepfakes make the headlines, but the reality is what we're seeing is the misuse of the technology has opened a new attack vector in video conferencing. And I try to make that point, how we all utilize this technology. It's a growing, and it's essentially the main communication channel for a lot of enterprises. And you have this new way to sort of impersonate people to engage in malicious behavior. And that behavior is not a new thing. Voice phishing in general has existed before AI. But thanks to this technology, it's enabled these bad actors to utilize it as their main point of entry. There's a CrowdStrike threat report that came out last year, the end of last year. That space has grown by over 400%. And then another report came out just a few weeks ago where it's on pace to double by the end of the year. And this is a graph right here. This is a hockey stick that nobody really wants to see. Yeah. And this is where it comes down to what the problem space that we're trying to solve at Deeptrust. We are seeing that there is now a challenge of trust in the enterprise voice and video and communication space, both for malicious and a beneficial use of AI. And from our last year of even spending, building call security, we even gained another insight. Beneficial AI also has its own issues in trust. It's the fact that, if you talk to these CISOs and enterprises, there's a common issue around, hey, giving this tool the ability to look into your calls and the sensitive information that's on there. So again, I just noticed the PDF is kind of squished. Sorry there. But without these core elements of trust, these teams start looking at these tools more of a liability rather than an advantage, despite the fact they bring a lot into the play here. Now, this is why at Deeptrust we're building secure voice and video calls across platforms. And this is we do this through analyzing the call and giving real-time assistance in the moment. And I'll just run through a particular situation so I could explain how the technology works. We base ourselves in the core aspects of security. We identify, we detect, and then we respond to certain situations. So, for example, we'll be able to identify, hey, there's two people in a conversation, an accountant and a CFO, and they're engaging in a certain business action, and we're able to pull it apart, classify the information that's happening there, use knowledge retrieval in the right moment to identify the risk signals, and when the moment is right, we'll respond and nudge the employee into a corrective action. So say, for example, a wire transfer going in the incorrect direction, then we can also respond and alert the security team in the right moment. All that to say, we've even been able to deploy this into production environments where we were able to find in a contact center at a bank a gap in their identity verification. This is like a normal regional bank that you guys probably would bank at. We saw that their contact centers, if a customer called in, they would validate their identity. Fantastic. But the moment someone claimed to be an employee or work there, no verification was taken in place and sensitive information was being shared. So all that to say, this goes back to, again, our mission to build the trust layer of the internet. We're starting with voice and video, and our goal is to help build a deeper trust in your eyes and ears again.